I don't know what to think lately. Carrie has started to treat me differently. For 22 years of marriage. You can just feel it. Does she have any physical problems that she doesn't want to tell me about? Every time I asked her if there was a problem, she answered, no. Why do you keep asking me about it? For God's sake, I don't have any physical problem. I thought maybe she was having an affair, but that wouldn't be like her. Of course not. After 22 years of marriage, we have 3 children. Children, well, once they were children, now they are all adults. It really got on my nerves. I started to look at her more closely, to see if anything had changed. Did I come up with a bunch of things in my head and then go overboard? Deep down, I knew something was wrong. Our sex life hasn't really changed much in the last 15 years or so. Of course, it's not the same as in the first few years when all we did was make love like rabbit. That's how life was. Almost everyone we knew seemed to have a marriage like ours. That's why I always considered us the norm. We have sex about once every month or two. I noticed that when she went to work, she didn't dress differently. Even when she left work with the girls, nothing seemed to change. One day, she and her work colleague Michelle went shopping together. I decided to follow them, even though I felt it was wrong. Kept my distance as they moved from store to store. Nothing seemed out of place. Just 2 women went shopping, so I went home. In the weeks that followed, I listened to phone calls, checked email, and just watched Carrie. She was acting strange. But I didn't see any big differences. I was starting to feel awkward checking her out like that. But I really thought something had changed. One Saturday, when I was going to play golf, I left the house like most Saturdays. When my golf buddies and I got to the course, it was completely booked due to tournament. I decided to go home. Maybe I would have just asked Carrie out to dinner or something because of the way I acted towards her. When I got home, I noticed a car in our driveway. I think it belonged to her friend Michelle, but I wasn't sure. I walked through the front door and heard moaning. As I approached the bedroom, I thought about my worst fear. There on the bed lay my wife Carrie completely naked, and next to her lay her friend Michelle. I lost my composure and screamed, "What the hell is going on?" Looking at the shocked faces of both women, Carrie looked up in complete surprise and screamed, "Oh my God, Jim. Oh my God." She kept repeating that. Michelle jumped up and, without saying a word, quickly put on some of her clothes and quickly left. I just stood there for a minute, looking at my wife. I didn't know what to say. With tears streaming down her cheeks, she stood up and put on her bathrobe. "Jim, please let me explain. Please." I stood there completely stunned. "You cheated on me with a woman. Please, Jim, I need to explain. It just happened. It wasn't love. It was just sex. Something else. I've never cheated on you." "What the hell are you talking about? Because it was a woman, it wasn't cheating? You took away the trust I always had in you and just threw it away. I thought we always respected each other, but I think your respect for me was rather superficial. Jim, we need to talk. Please, you have to let me explain." "How long has this been going on, Carrie?" "Let me guess. How about 4 months?" Carrie started to cry. "I wanted to tell you, Jim. I was gonna—" "Damn it, stop it, Carrie. You've been with Michelle behind my back for 4 months. What you're gonna tell me doesn't mean we have a common family, and I thought we had a loving relationship. I guess I was wrong. The love in this relationship was one-sided. Jim, it just happened. I didn't mean for it to happen. One day, Michelle and I—" "Carrie, I can't talk to you right now. You disgust me too much. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'll leave and try to collect my thoughts. If it was with a guy, at least I could beat the crap out of him before leaving you. For some ungodly reason, you think it's okay to have sex with another woman. I'll be back in a couple of hours, if at all. Jim, I need to tell you. I heard her voice when I went out and got into the car. I wasn't a drinker, but I needed something stronger than coffee. I went to one of the local clubs I belonged to and tried to collect my thoughts. God, I couldn't believe it. Why would she do this? Where should I go now? I know I should listen to what she has to say, but I knew I wouldn't be the same no matter what she said. I remember reading about 2 women doing this and how erotic it was. Well, I'm here to tell you that catching your wife with another woman is not erotic. It's sad and really painful. I returned home about 3 hours later. Carrie was dressed as she usually dresses and made coffee. She asked if we could sit in the living room and she would tell me exactly what happened. Madness was raging inside me. I just hoped I could listen to her, but I had my doubts. I sat down on the couch and she came to sit next to me. Please sit on the chair. Matt, I don't want to be near you. She was crying a little. Until today, I always felt sorry and unpleasant to see you cry. But right now, I don't care about your feeling. You hurt me terribly, and I don't know if I can ever forgive you. Jim, this is how it happened. One day, when Michelle and I were shopping, we brought our new clothes and tried them on. Michelle continued to make me happy with comments about my body. We went and bought some wine, and I think that loosened my inhibition. As we were trying on clothes, Michelle touched my chest. She said her breasts were so full and didn't sag at all. I don't know why, but I let her touch them. God, it was incredible. The touch of another woman, so very different from yours, Jim. So not only am I a lousy lover, but Michelle is just what the doctor ordered. Much better than the old husband. Please, Jim, it's not like that. It's just that a woman's touch is completely different. Didn't you feel like you were cheating on me, Carrie? Haven't you thought about me at all? Jim, I didn't feel like I was cheating. Michelle continued to tell me how much men love seeing two women together. She said her husband doesn't mind at all. She's been with other women for years. Can you hear yourself, Carrie? Isn't sex with another woman cheating? This is what you tell me. Carrie, I saw this and my stomach turned. Let me ask you something. If you came home and found me with another man, would that turn you on? Really, Carrie, would it be cheating or not? This is what you tell me. The fact that you have sex with someone other than me should be a turn-on. Well, Carrie, big news. It makes me sick, and I don't know if I can live with it. Jim, I don't know what to say. To answer your question, no, you having sex with another man will not turn me on, and I will lose respect for you. Carrie, you disrespected me when you went to bed with Michelle. I don't want to touch you. I've lost all the respect I ever had for you. You see, love is more than sex. These are honesty, affection, trust, devotion, and respect. You have none of this left for me. I do not know what to do. I'm moving into the guest room. I don't want to be in the same bed with you. Jim, you can't be serious. Are you willing to sacrifice 22 years of marriage because I slept with a woman? Carrie, I didn't mean to cheat on you with another. That's why I tried something new with Michelle. Carrie, it all starts with Michelle. Now you have a taste of a new life. It won't end there. You've just started your new life. I'll start looking for an apartment. Please, just leave me alone and stay away from me. You can explain your new lifestyle to your children. I'm sure they'll be interested to know that sex with a same-sex partner is not cheating. Jim, maybe in some ways it was cheating, but I didn't think of it that way. But you're going too far. Michelle and I don't do this all the time. Maybe once a week or two. I was just trying something new. Please try to understand. I almost feel sorry for you, Carrie. Husband with 22 years of experience means nothing to you. I can't talk to you anymore. You're starting to make me sick. I just got up and left. Our life went on. I started sleeping in the guest room. Carrie tried to be very nice to me, but I just didn't take it that way. Something inside me disappeared. Maybe my pride, my ego, my self-respect, whatever it was, I lost it. In the following weeks, I was either absent or worked longer hours, anything, so I didn't have to go home and see Carrie. She acted as if the problem in our marriage was my fault. She just continued to live her life. I don't know if she went to Michelle again. She stopped talking about it. I know she saw Michelle at work, but she never mentioned it to me. My life was miserable. One day, I came home half drunk and thought I'd try to have sex with Carrie to show her what she was missing. I know she wasn't really interested in it, but she agreed. I could not. The thought of her and someone else, man or woman, stopped me dead in my tracks. I looked at her, just got up, and went to my room. Life sucks for me. On Friday, I went to the club to have a couple of drinks. I had to do something. I decided to give it one last try. I know I still loved her. I just wasn't sure if I could live with her new lifestyle. Another conversation with Carrie. She will have a choice, her new lifestyle or me. I headed home hoping for the best. When I got there, the house was empty. Carrie wasn't there, so I headed over to Michelle, thinking the worst. When I got to Michelle's house, I saw Carrie's car parked in the driveway. I walked up to the house and knocked on the door. I was going to give Carrie a fair and just choice. She will either remain married to me and lead a monogamous lifestyle, or continue her adventures without me. The choice is hers. I knocked on the door again, but there was still no answer. I walked around the back of the house. They had a swimming pool. I opened the gate and looked into the pool. Nobody was swimming. Entering the yard, I saw Carrie lying on a chaise lounge completely naked. Well, it looks like Carrie's decision has been made. They were so engrossed in their sexual activities that they didn't even notice me. I glanced at their patio door, and there stood Michelle's husband, Roger, standing and watching. Michelle looked at Roger. Oh my God, she was going to let Roger use my wife. Michelle blocked the view so that Carrie couldn't see Roger approaching her. Roger walked slowly towards them. I couldn't let this happen. Even if she wanted it or had done it before, I wasn't going to let it happen, just not in front of me. I attacked him. I started hitting him with all my might. Carrie opened her eyes and screamed, as did Michelle. I kept hitting and hitting this man with everything I had. Then I started kicking him. I let out all the pent-up rage I had been holding inside. At this stage of my life, I was saving what dignity I still had left. Carrie and Michelle were both screaming for me to stop. Pushed them away and threw them into the pool. I started to come to my senses when Carrie shouted something to me. I ran out of the yard and headed home. I was going to go quickly pack my suitcase and leave home. I never wanted to see Carrie again. Yes, she was the love of my life, but I hated her. When I got home, I ran into the house and started packing my bags. The phone rang. I wasn't going to answer it. The message from Carrie was recorded on a tape recorder. Please, Jim, don't go anywhere. I'm going home. Please wait for me. I've heard enough excuses. I hurried to pack my things. I didn't want to be there when she returned. I grabbed my suitcases and headed for the door. As I headed to my car, a patrol car pulled up. The officer said, Mr. Jones, you are under arrest. Please put your bags down and put your hands on the hood of the car. They handcuffed me and put me in a police car. As they pulled away, I saw Carrie pull into the driveway, watching the patrol car pull away. When we arrived at the police station, I was arrested on charges of assault and battery. Michelle must have called the police after I left. I did not care. As soon as I was arrested, the police provided me with medical assistance. I broke 2 joints and suffered several cuts and abrasions. The doctor said that because of the state of my hands, he wouldn't like to see what the guy I beat looked like. What was I becoming? I've never been such a cruel person. All I wanted in life was to have my own family and a loving wife. Looks like I wanted too much. I had one phone call to make. I contacted my lawyer and spoke with him. I told him I didn't want to get Carrie involved, that this was just between him and me. He said it was too late. Carrie had already contacted him and arranged for bail. Bob, my lawyer, said I did a really good job with Roger. I was lucky that I was only charged with assault and battery. Could have been attempted murder. Anyway, Roger was in the hospital. The next morning, I was told that my deposit had been paid and that my wife was waiting for me at the entrance. I saw her sitting there in the waiting room. She was a beautiful woman, poised and sat there quietly, although she looked a little nervous. I asked permission to leave through the back door. I didn't want to talk to Carrie. I told them not to tell her I left until she asked. I caught a taxi and went home. The suitcases I had packed were untouched. I grabbed them, got into my car, and drove away. I found a shabby motel to stay in for the next few days until I decided where I would live. I contacted Bob, my lawyer, and told him where I was staying, but asked him not to give Carrie's number. I didn't want to talk to her. Not now. and maybe never. On Monday morning, I called work first thing and talked to my boss. We were good friends, and Carrie had already called him and asked about me. I told him that I needed some rest, maybe 2 weeks. He approved the time off and would record it as vacation. He asked me to stay in touch and if I needed anything to let him know. Over the next couple of weeks, I found a nice little apartment that was enough for me. I didn't need anything extravagant. I went home while Carrie was at work and took most of my clothes and personal belongings. I left Carrie a note simply saying that I had collected my personal belonging. If she has any problems, she can contact Bob. But please don't try to contact me. I have heard from the children several times. They told me about how their lives were going and always about Carrie. It seemed like she and Michelle were no longer friends. They were polite to each other at work, but did not socialize in the same company. They always ended our conversations with "Daddy, Mommy loves you" before hanging up. I haven't filed for divorce yet. I just couldn't start this process. I thought I'd leave it up to Carrie. She was the only one who needed this freedom. I knew deep down that I really still loved her, but I didn't want to be made a fool of. I didn't even cancel my checking and savings account. Carrie was the executive secretary. Carrie makes enough money to support herself. She didn't open any credit cards or take out any savings. She actually added it to her savings account. Bob called me about a week before we were supposed to go to court. He said he had great news. All charges against me were dropped. I asked him why they did this. They kept a tight rein on me, both in terms of jail time and financially. "Well, Jim," he said, "I know you don't want to hear this, but you have Carrie to thank for all the charges being dropped. She told the Melchers that if they continued to press charges, she would make it clear that Roger was about to rape her when you intervened, and that she would press charges against them. And even if the charges were not confirmed, there would be rumors. This would probably cost them both their jobs, and they would probably have to move. They told her that it would ruin her too if she told everything. She told them that if it saves you, she's willing to take the risk. Damn it. I thought it was her fault that all of this happened in the first place. Now I'm the bad guy here, and she's the savior. I have to admit that she did this for me. Bob gave me a letter from Carrie. I should give this to you, but I have no idea what's in it. She cares about you, Jim. I know you don't want to hear this, but you should at least read the letter. I took it and put it in my pocket. Maybe I'll look later. With nervous fingers, I opened the letter, expecting anything. Dear Jim, first of all, darling, although you may not believe it, I love you with all my heart. Yes, I know that being with Michelle handed over your trust and our vows we made. Believe me, I didn't know her husband was there that day. I would never betray you with another man. You were my first, my only, and you will be my last. I truly regret everything, and if I could, I would change everything. I could come up with a lot of excuses for the lousy schedule we have, both because we weren't completely satisfied with our sex life. We just wanted something different. But these are excuses, not reasons. I made a mistake, Jim. Every time I was with her, mistakes that I pay for every day because I destroyed the union between the two of us, something as pathetic as sexual liberation. And also with lies. The affair ruined our marriage. The lies destroyed your trust, and I will regret it forever. If there is any way to fix what happened and make us whole again, I would do it. I know you hate me. I know that you don't want to look at me, and that I probably disgust you. In a marriage that has lasted as long as ours, you understand your spouse, or at least you try. I know you can't forgive easily, but I hope someday you'll try. We have children together who love us both. I also hope that someday we can enjoy them together again. Let me know when you want to see them or spend the holidays with them. But you don't want to see me, so I'll be gone for that time. I love you, Jim, and with all my heart, I hope that there is some way that we can work through this for you and me. Carrie.